Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. O. I'm faculty here, Assistant Professor of Family Medicine, Physical Medicine, Rehab, and Urology, Interim Director of Services for Students with Disabilities, and Director of Adaptive Sports and Fitness. I'm the Faculty Advisor for Medical Students for Disability Health and Advocacy, the Student Diversity Council, and the Adaptive Sports Student Interest Group. Proud graduate of the University of Michigan Medical School, and identify as having a disability after having a spinal cord injury in my third year of orthopedic surgery residency. Happy to be here, and congrats on your admission to the University of Michigan Medical School.
Welcome, everyone. So nice to see you. And like Dr. O said, congratulations on your admissions. So to open things off, Kate and Dr. O, would you guys like to talk a little bit how you initially got involved in disability health and advocacy?
I first became involved in the disability community, disability space, after I took American Sign Language in undergrad. Became really interested, decided to dedicate one of my gap years to learning more about deaf and hard of hearing health for patients. And I found the Deaf Health Clinic here at Michigan. It's run by two deaf physicians and an ASL fluent social worker. So I was fortunately able to do a year of research with them and then ended up staying here for medical school. So I'm really happy that I'm able to continue the work in this space, and I will pass it on to Dr. O.
And I'm going to be real and tell you guys how awesome this institution is, that my chair, Dr. Philip Zazoff, who is one of the most prominent sort of deaf providers in the country, just texted me and said, how about that Michigan comeback, go blue, don't know if you watch basketball. And this is my chair who is texting about the basketball game while we are doing this great work. That the reason I'm here doing this is because of the amazing example that he has set. So that's just real life, as what we are here at Michigan is really a community that supports one another. So I mentioned to you all briefly that, I identify as having a disability, and the way I got into this work was, I tell people it was 8 years ago that I entered life from the other side of the stethoscope. I did not know much about disability at all. I took care of patients with disabilities as an orthopedic surgery resident, but didn't recognize how inaccessible our world was, and how, we don't see that disability is just another aspect of diversity. And within the healthcare system, as ubiquitous as disability is, it's the one thing that touches every single demographic group. We don't do the best job of addressing how to then take care of patients with disabilities. And too often we see disability just as physical, and we don't recognize the invisible and non-apparent disabilities that many more people than we recognize have. And so here at Michigan, I think that we've been given an opportunity to then demonstrate that. And before you get to medical school, Kate worked with us on our M-Disability internship, to then the Disability Health and Advocacy Group, to then the Disability Health elective that we have in the third and fourth year, to the different clinics that we have here. So I'd say, without taking up too much of the time, we have an institution here that recognizes not only in your admission, right, in your admission process, that disability is something that everyone may have, and that the practice of medicine is an intellectual exercise which requires certain technical skills that can then be accomplished with reasonable accommodation. So all the way from our technical standards to then being able to admit students to say that disability is not inability, all the way through how we take care of our patients, then how we view disability as an aspect of diversity. That's what excited me to then bring me back to the University of Michigan, to then continue doing this as sort of some of the passion in what I do in DE&I work as well.
Right on. Thank you. Looks like we have a question from Andrea. Would you like to ask your question?
Thank you guys for joining us. I just wanted to ask, for students who maybe were in a similar position as you, Dr. O, when first beginning, what are some of the ways that Michigan allows students to kind of think more deeply about this question of advocating for more disabled patients?
So I'll try to be really brief. Michigan provides the opportunity. I think I was talking about the conference, maybe I'm getting my time mixed up. I don't know if this was this session, but we had the Diversity of Medicine conference just a few weeks ago, and Michigan provides the opportunity for students to then be able to explore whatever aspect of sort of advocacy they're interested in. And we have sometimes more medical student groups than I can even think of, but it doesn't actually dilute the work. It actually is because we provide opportunities for students to be able to then pursue what they're interested in, but not just students pursuing it, but we've got faculty that are going to be there to then support you through it as well. And so I think that there's a delicate balance of having student run things so then students feel like they're the only ones doing it, and having faculty run things that students don't feel like they have an ability to then lead. And I think that there's a wonderful marriage of that here at Michigan where you can do both. And I mean, even things like this that we're on right now, I mean, Emily and other students were the ones that really run this. And we've got support from people like Maria and Becky Weeks and Sandy Davis and Dr. Magrulkar that are the ones that sort of also provide the framework for it. So that is just an example of how Michigan provides the sort of the framework and then allows students to lead without expecting you to then always be the only ones doing the work. And I think that there's a delicate balance there that's important. And I think that we do that well. And one thing I'll add to that, and I said it in each group, is that for all of you here, whether you choose Michigan or not, we invite you to then stay in touch with us because you're all a community that we're going to be working together no matter where you are. And so we don't want people to feel as though you have to love Michigan and only come to Michigan, whether you engage with us now as a resident, as a fellow, as faculty, or as a partner across the country in this work. This is a network of community physicians and practitioners that you're going to be in touch with each other no matter what you do, right? And I usually say this to people during the interview day, and that's the sort of high risk time, high stakes time that people are worried, looking around thinking we're not all going to get in. At this point, you guys are all admitted, right? And so there's, at this point, no stress. There shouldn't have been stress at that point either, because I say you all are not competition for each other. You're colleagues. And now that you see that, some of the students that are on this call will be your colleagues here as classmates, but all of them are your colleagues now in this sort of greater space. So this is something that no matter where you end up, we are going to be doing this work together. And I think that the primary purpose of this is that what we're doing in the DE&I work that we do is improving patients' lives, right? And that's what this is important for. This is not some sort of token thing to just be vogue by saying DE&I matters. This is truly showing that DE&I matters because it's what allows us to then care for the increasingly diverse population that we will serve. And that is what makes healthcare better. And I think that this past year and a half for many people has then been what showed them how important that should be. And that's something that Michigan truly cares about. And then from the top all the way down, that's something that we try to demonstrate.
Thank you, Dr. O. I think you worded it perfectly, and I don't know how else to close it after that. So thank you all for taking the time to join us this evening to learn more about diversity and health equity initiatives at Michigan as a part of the Second Look at Michigan. We hope you learned something new about programs at U of M and our values. Look out for other exciting Second Look at Michigan content yet to come via Slack, including our guide to DHE-related efforts at U of M Medical School. It's a handbook in the making. If you have more questions about diversity and health equity efforts at U of M and from our speakers today, I believe they dropped their emails in the chat. Feel free to email them or post your messages in the Slack channel or direct message Natalie or Emily via Slack. And see you all next Monday night live, where we're going to be talking about the Ann Arbor Social Mixer. You can find out more about the SLAM schedule via the Slack channel. And if you have any questions in general, please reach out to Becky Weeks or Sophia via Slack or email. Thank you all, and we love meeting you all.